Why didn't Seyi Law start introducing the president about security as provided for Nigerians, how we have secured Nigerians? We would have started from that angle. Since he also said before that Nigeria is better off today than 10 years ago, security-wise. So it would have started with security. So kidnapping is unabated, killings, massacre, community ransack is there. He didn't go there to introduce the president. The health sector, he didn't go there to tell us what the president has done in the health sector, because he jettisoned out of the country to take care of his own medical treatment, because there's no working system in the country. If president can spend 34 billion or thereabout for trips abroad, and the release to the health sector is 36 million, then think about it. Power grid collapse. 2024, 12 times power grid collapse. 2025, about 4 times. Then 2026, January alone, 2 times, plus the one that just happened recently. So he didn't go there. He didn't see the incompetence of the administration and the Minister of Power to fix power, so that people can breathe in this dry season that the weather is very hot. So he chose carefully the angles to introduce the president, where Nigerians will find it difficult to collaborate with information. The APC National Convention has come and gone, and I was trying to look at some of the things that happened in that convention, but particularly on the statements and the part played by Seyi Law in that convention. So stick with me as we look at that, and then we'll wrap up this video. Meanwhile, welcome to my channel. This is Andy Media TV. All right. So during the course of the APC National Convention, which was held a few days ago, and Seyi Law was given the privilege to introduce the president of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, to give his remarks and speech. So in that introduction, Seyi Law was kind of reeling out a lot of things that the president have done this in the education sector, the president have done that, and all of that. So he was just mentioning a whole lot of things that even somebody was kind of whispering to his ears, maybe trying to draw his attention that, guy, you are not here to campaign, maybe you are here to just introduce the president. That's where you are here. So I'm just thinking that maybe that's why the person was kind of whispering in his ears. But he went further to say that he's gonna stick anything for the president, Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And we know why all of this is happening. He has been a beneficiary of the government. He's been working as a government official in one of the states. So we understand why he's saying what he's saying and all of that. And don't forget that when he was in the podcast, heard by Honest Bunch, he made a whole lot of statements where he said Nigeria is safer today than it was, And that statement doesn't sit well with many Nigerians, especially those who have lost their loved ones in kidnapping, in banditry, in all this attack that is going on in the country. So at some point, he was pressured that he has to come out and apologize for making such, statement, that he's not trying to kind of overlook what the citizens are going through and all of that. So, but we're going to watch this video and hear what he said, and then we'll be able to pick out 1 or 2 things from what he said and round up this video. But before I go into that, if you are new to this channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you will be among those that will be notified. All right, let's listen to that video. I'll be right back. Okay?
If I were to introduce Mr. President, how would I do it? And I just said, I will let people know that this is a man that I'm willing to stake everything for, because he's the man that brought Nigeria back from the brink of economic collapse when our net foreign reserve stood at barely $1 billion. But today, we celebrate a foreign reserve, a net foreign reserve that is about $40 billion, and a gross foreign reserve that is at $50.7 billion. I think Mr. President deserves a round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, corruption doesn't just go away, you tackle it systematically. And today, I am proud to say that on the first day of his inauguration, he systematically tackled corruption by stopping the fuel subsidy regime. I think it deserves a bigger round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, he didn't stop there. He looked at the nation that our foreign exchange was eating deep into the nation, and he floated the foreign exchange. Ladies and gentlemen, today the black market and the real market has been unified. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the man that understood education, and that is why he said that a 4-year term will be 4 years. And today, with the agreement between ASU and the federal government, I can tell you boldly that this is the only administration that has the shortest strike ever, with just 9-day strike. And today, ladies and gentlemen, our students in our university receive NEL fund loan. Almost 1 million students are already benefiting, and they are receiving 20,000 naira monthly stipend. Today, ladies and gentlemen, in education, Mr. President has built several technical colleges across the nation, tuition free for all the students. And students from the federal technical colleges are receiving salary up to the tune of 45,000 naira. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a president who decided that this nation will continue to thrive, and he's taking up giant infrastructural development. Today we are talking about the Lagos-Calabar Coastal Highway, a 700-kilometer road. We are talking about the 1,000-kilometer Sokoto-Badagry Highway. We are talking about the repair and rehabilitation of the Shagamu-Ijebu-Ode-Ore Highway. We are talking about the Emboyin-Calabar Superhighway, Calabar Abuja Superhighway. We're talking about the Bini Asaba rehabilitation. We're talking about the Iwo Road to Ilesha to Akure Superhighway. Ladies and gentlemen, I think Mr. President deserves a bigger and a better round of applause. There's been no president in the history of this nation that has the inclusion of Nigerian youth in his government like this president. You can talk about Naseni, you can talk about the Southeast Development Commission, young men making Nigerian proud. Over 9 billion naira given out for the small and medium scale businesses. Mr. President is turning the situation of Nigeria around. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, join me and celebrate the President of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR!
All right, welcome back. So you heard what he was saying. Just to introduce the president, he took it as a campaign trail and began to, I don't know, maybe he's looking for appointment as a maybe presidential spokesperson, or maybe, you know, DG of campaign organization or what have you in the forthcoming. I don't know, but the action, I think it was kind of overboard, you know, trying to kind of be saying a lot of things he was saying. So the truth of the matter is that some of the information he was reeling out, I think Seyi Law, you know, tried to be a little bit smart, you know. He avoided the key areas or key issues troubling Nigerians, and he moved to the area that will be difficult for Nigerians to verify. Okay, so when he's talking about student loan, for example, I mentioned that about 1 million Nigerians have received student loan. It's difficult for you to find the documentation that shows who are the beneficiaries, where are they, which school are they, and stuff like that. So he went into that and picked from that perspective to showcase what the president has done. So he's trying to think smart after he has gone through what, you know, the repercussion of the honest bunch he went for. So, but let's put it clearly. Remember the video, you know, Very Dark Man did when he, during the, you know, African Nations Cup in Morocco, he did a video, you know, with some Nigerian students who are part of these student loan issues, and those guys were forgotten in Morocco. So he went to where they live, he interviewed them, they shared their experiences, how they were part of the student loan stuff, and they were abandoned by the government. They don't receive their stipend for over a year. Most of them, there's one of them that even went to work, even when he's not supposed to, and they had an accident. You saw him, that he was using crutches and all of that. Then they shared their experiences. So, and the experiences wasn't funny enough. And the Nigerian government, I think Very Dark Man was even dragging the Minister of Education and all of that, bringing it to public domain so that the government can do what they are supposed to do, what they promised these kids, you know, that they are supposed to do. So these are the student loan is mentioning now. 1 million Nigerians have received, who has done a monitoring and evaluation report, reaching out to those students, finding out how they are living, finding out if the student loan is making impact in their life, is government fulfilling the obligation and all of that. Nobody did that. You know, it's politics. They just reel out numbers without any verification and all of that. So I think the Minister of Budget and National Planning, where the National Monitoring and Evaluation is domiciled, supposed to have by now, you know, done some review, you know, kind of understand what goes on in that in that student loan issue. Get the database, get the register of those who have benefited, their phone number, their address. They reach out to some of them in their schools, kind of find out their experiences in this field and produce a report which Nigerians can read, and they can also reach out to those people on themselves, because all the information will be there. But I don't think such a report is there, because I searched the net, I couldn't find any collaborating document that will showcase the actual people who are beneficiaries of these loans. So that is one aspect of it. So that's why I said it went to the area, it will be difficult for Nigerians to verify. If you use Freedom of Information Act now to request for this documentation from the NEL fund people, you're gonna find it hard to get those information of who and who, because I understand how these things work. It's difficult for them to give you that actual data. That's one. Again, he went into the president as giving his 90 billion or whatever to small, medium, and scale enterprises. And when I searched on that, it wasn't even 9 billion. They said the government budgeted 200 billion, for SMEs and all of that. But the question is, how many SMEs are the beneficiaries? Where are the SMEs? There's no, collaboration document to show us who are these SMEs. Where are they? So that citizens can go there by themselves and verify how this, loans through, is a Bank of Industry, is working for them or not. So difficult to do that. I remember some time ago, I think it was Jonathan's administration or thereabout, there was this kind of SMEs loan to through Bank of Industry to, the shoe factories in Aba. They are, those guys that does shoes in Aba. And we were there interviewing them, seeing them. One person is now employing 2 more people and all of that. So government need to, if you are doing programs of this nature, you need to do an MIE, review to be able to get a report from the people who benefited from this law. You can't just be dishing a number. You gave how many billion. There's another one, the president's wife, is it 1 point something billion he gave to the people with disability. So we don't know who are those that received it. So these are the things you need to put up, get a report, do a review to find out, is this thing working or not. You don't just dish out money without following up to know how this money of this that is impacting on the lives of the people. Is it changing the thing you are targeting to change? That is the question. So Seyi Law was kind of going into angles it will be difficult to measure, difficult to find data. It talked about the technical colleges that Tinubu established technical colleges. When I checked, it was about 4 technical colleges, one in Gwarempa and some other locations, and that they'll be giving them is it 45,000 stipend and all of that. How do we know who are those people? Who are the beneficiaries of the 45,000 stipend? How do we find them? Where are the documentation that shows the list of beneficiaries? We don't have it. So you can see the angle he chose to use to introduce the president are all within the same dimension, where data will be difficult to obtain from the government, because it's the government that will have this data. That's aside. Why didn't Seyi Law start introducing the president about security as provided for Nigerians, how we have secured Nigerians? We would have started from that angle, since he also said before that Nigeria is better off today than 10 years ago security-wise. So he would have started with security, because he knows Nigeria will bite his head off when he has said that on that stage that day. So kidnapping is unabated, killings, massacre, community ransack is there. He didn't go there to introduce the president, right? Then the health sector, he didn't go there to tell us what the president has done in the health sector, because he jettisoned out of the country to take care of his own medical treatment, because there's no working system in the country. If president can spend 34 billion or thereabout for trips abroad, and the release to the health sector is 36 million, then think about it. He didn't go there to introduce the president. There have been power grid, just January, about 2 power grid, only January alone. Power grid collapse. 2024, 12 times power grid collapse. 2025, about 4 times. Then 2026, January alone, 2 times, plus the one that just happened recently. So he didn't go there. He didn't see the incompetence of the administration and the Minister of Power to fix power, so that people can breathe in this dry season that the weather is very hot. So he didn't go there to introduce the president, what he has done in the power sector. Nigeria, since 1999, is grappling to generate up to 10,000 megawatts. As we speak, they are hovering between 3,000 plus to 5,000 to 6,000 megawatts for years. Compare the billions inside that place. So he didn't go there to introduce the president. So he chose carefully the angles to introduce the president, where Nigerians will find it difficult to collaborate with information, and where he knows many people won't pay attention. That is the point. So he avoided the sensitive problems Nigerians are going through. Look at what is going on today in the energy sector. Yes, I know the war in Iran, the war in Iran between US, Israel, and Iran contributed to the hike in price. I agree with that. But before the war, how much was petroleum sold? A liter, 800 naira plus. So that is the point. The area of unemployment, did he mention that President created so jobs? He didn't mention that. He didn't mention that he created an environment that enabled private sector to create jobs, because basically it's the private sector that is supposed to be creating jobs if the enabling environment is there. Government not necessarily create jobs apart from their civil servant workers and all of that man their agencies. The main job creation hub is SMEs and the other private sector organizations. So what is the enabling environment? Companies are shutting that they can't buy diesel to power their offices because there's no power at all. No power. The same government is the people that separated themselves from the national grid and created solar power to power presidential villa. So whatever citizens are going through in darkness, they don't care because there's solar giving them 24/7 power supply. And most of them have the resources to put solar in their own houses. That is the honest truth. How many Nigerians can afford solar to put solar in their house to power their appliances? How many? People are still struggling to feed. People are still struggling to survive. We are not talking about them installing solar. There are just a very handful of them who can, do that, who are earning, well. Because the naira is devalued. You have, 100,000 now. Before you say Jack Robinson is finished, what did you buy? You can't find it. That is the situation. Unemployment, devaluation of naira, hike in prices of living, in prices of goods and services, high cost of living. All these things put together. He didn't introduce the president that he has solved those problems. No. He chose the path that would be easy for him to navigate and dodge. So these are the things we are talking about. Sycophancy everywhere. That is how the president will not even know what is going on in the country he governs, because the people around him are not telling him the truth. They keep telling him things are working, the government is doing well, and all of that. And I keep asking, these people that are even contesting, are they the best we have? Is it the best we have to lead Nigerians? That is the question I'm asking. So that's what I'm saying. Let's forget about 2027. By 2031, Nigerian youth, we must come together, have our own political party, look for a Nigerian youth that have the capacity, competence, character, empathy to rule this country. We must rally around and select that person and work with that person, provide the resources he needs, and we will be able to install our own youth president to take care of Nigeria. Because these old men, I don't know why they are still even hanging over power. What do they still need? That is the question I've been asking myself. But we Nigerian youth, we need to wake up. We need to take our destiny into our hands. We don't need to be dependent on these old men who have been in power, destroyed the country. Today, they say they want coming to say they will fix it. When they're in power, they don't know what to do. When they leave power, they start speaking to the person in power what to do. When President Jonathan was in power, Tinubu is the first person who will tweet about insecurity. He's the person who will tweet about economy and all of that. Today, he's in power now. He doesn't know what to do again. But when he leaves now, he will know what to do. That's been what we Nigerian leaders do. So, guys, that introduction was pretty smart, but not as smart as it's supposed to be. So I'm trying to bring out the key elements, how they do their hypocrisy, telling government that everything is fine when things are not fine. Citizens are crying. Citizens are suffering. Citizens are going through pain, through hardship. That is the truth, and that's the reality. And the cry is for the government to start tackling the things that will make the life of the citizen easier and better. Issue of transport, issue of energy, issue of security, issue of power. These are key elements that the economy need to drive. With this power grid all the time, power grid collapse all the time, how many companies can afford diesel? They sold the diesel price over 1,000 naira. How many companies can afford it to power their company for the day? That's why most of them are shutting down. Independent, even a content creator in Nigeria now, you can't even do content. It's either you come outside and use the sun outside, and the outside won't be like your studio, because you don't have money to buy fuel to power gen to on your ring light and charge your phone to be able to even do the content. So it's even expensive to be a content creator in Nigeria. And these are people creating jobs for themselves, by themselves. But still, the enabling environment is not there. Somebody who is abroad, it's very easy for the person. There is 247 light. You just plug his equipment and do it. At the end, his bill comes, he pays. That's all. But in Nigeria, it's a different ballgame. So, government should please look into the plight of the citizens and be able to start solving them. This 2027 election, now, what will you use to campaign? That you gave student loan to 1 million people who are the 1 million, nobody knows. You gave 45, even when I check the newspapers, they say FG to pay, FG to pay. No one has said FG paid. So it's a promise, sort of. So there's no actuality concerning these issues. It's like a promise. It's like a program. So we have not seen the actual result. Who have been paid, and how has that changed their lives? So is that the kind of campaign you'll be doing? Campaign by propaganda. Bring out facts, bring out results, bring out who are the beneficiaries. Let's reach out to them. Let them tell us how we work for them. And that's how it is. So I don't know, but to me, I think the sycophancy is too much. People are free to support who they want to support. But tell Nigerians the truth. Speak truth to people. Stop sugarcoating things, deceiving the president that everything is working. He was mentioning the road projects they are doing. But you saw what happened in December when people are traveling home for Christmas. They slept on the road 2 days, 3 days because of bad road. That is the point. So you keep asking, what is going on? So these are the issues we want them to tackle. Focus on the main problems of Nigerians and start dealing with them. There's no need, sycophanting about this whole, issues. Well, 2027 is around the corner. Citizens of Nigerians, it's your responsibility to choose your leaders. Vote and protect your vote. If you don't have a voter's card, go and register and get your voter's card. If you already registered, go and collect your PVC. 2027, January is presidential election. Come out and vote. If they give you rice, beans, money, collect. It's your resources that they took. Collect it, but to vote the right person. Vote your conscience. Don't vote because of what they gave to you. Vote your conscience. The person you believe in that can solve your problems. The person that can tackle power. The person that can deal with the problems Nigerians are facing. That's the person you vote for. If you feel APC is doing well, vote for APC. You feel they are not doing well, vote for another person that will come in and do well. That's how it works. Your choice. But you have to face the consequences of whichever one you make. Don't come and complain after election. It is now your responsibility to make it right. And also, on that day, protect your vote. When you vote, don't go. Wait and be sure that the INEC officials sign the document and upload it in written there. Come with your modem. All the networks, everybody come with your modem. MTN, Glo, come, stay there. On your modem, there must be network. Don't allow these people to, tell you there's no network. That's why you must come with your modem, so that you provide that network there for them, so that the result will be transmitted, and to avoid mutilation and manipulation and the collation center. That's my advice to you guys. So it is what it is. You have your opportunity. Don't waste it. So guys, I'm going to leave it here, but my comment section is open for you. Whatever you think concerning this whole, strategy, please put it in the comment section and we'll continue to debate on it. All right. So I'm going to let this whole thing be over here, and I'll see you in my next video. But before I leave, if you're new to this channel, please kindly like and share this video, and also subscribe to my channel and put on your notification bell so that when my next new video drop, you'll be among those that will be notified. I'll see you in my next video. Enjoy the rest of your day. Thank you for watching. I'm signing out. See you.